Hi Reception, happy Friday. So I've really enjoyed all the lovely learning I've been sent this week to do with your Elliot Midnight Superhero learning. It's been fantastic and it all looks like you've done such a great job at getting back into your learning after the half-term break. So well done all of you. Now, today, all we're going to be doing is really going through the story again and making sure we know the story really well for a little bit more learning on it next week. So what I would like you to do first, you're going to pause this video and I'd like you to go back to Wednesday's video where we read the story together and just listen to it one more time so you really know what happens throughout the story and in what order, okay? So once you've paused the video and you've listened to the story again, what we're going to do is we're going to use what we call a story map. Now a story map looks a bit like this. It's when you draw lots and lots of pictures with arrows in the right order to help you retell a story. So if you have a look, you can see little pictures that reminds us that we meet a little boy called Elliot and he's very quiet. He reads his book, he feeds his goldfish, and he watches Mr. Smith wash his car. So you can see how the arrows follow all the way around. It goes down here. Around. Now, what I would like you to do is use the story map in front of you to try and retell the story. You could maybe do it a couple of times, and the better you get at it, the more that you remember what happens as you see the pictures. Maybe you can come up with some actions to do as well. So maybe when he's flying the jet, when you see the picture of him flying his jet, you can pretend to be driving the jet, swerving around the mountains towards the cave to get your meteor busting rocket launcher, okay? So read through the story map, have a go at retelling the story, absolutely look at the pictures as much as you want to help you, and that will really help you remember not only what happens in the story, but when it happens in the story. So that would be fantastic learning. If you really want to challenge yourself, there is a sheet that looks like this. And at the top it says beginning, then it says middle, then it says end. Now, what you're going to do is you can just write 1, 2, 3 sentences in each box that says what happens at those points in the story. So what happens at the beginning of the story? Use the story map to help remind yourself if you like. What happens at the beginning of the story? What happens in the middle of the story? And what happens at the end of the story? There are some little clues there to help you if you're not quite sure when things happen. So you're not going to write about Elliot blowing up the meteor with his rocket launcher up here in the beginning part, are you? Because that's not what happens at the beginning, are you? So think about where it happens in the story and then write a couple of sentences using your capital letters, finger spaces, full stops, and think about when it's happening at each point. But as I said, that's just the challenge part. As long as you are retelling your story using your story map, then I am super proud of you. Good luck.